Hi everyone, Operator Starsky here, and today we are going to see this promised video with an interview of a pro-Russian POW that was captured in Rubizhne by our National Guardsmen. And we will try to prove or disprove what he is saying. So,
Haruk Nikita Andreevich, when did you enlist? February this year in Sverdlovsk. Why did you do that? Did you receive summons? I received 3. After that, I had to come to the military registration office. They give you 10 years in prison for not appearing.
Yes, this seems possible. Of course, we all remember that crazy alarm that was staged in the occupied territories of Donbas right before this big evil Nazi Ukraine, backed by Nazi NATO countries, decided to attack small and peaceful Russia and even smaller and even more peaceful democratic Belarus.
What is the climate in your unit? What's your morale and your commanders? The morale is awful because a lot of people already don't want to serve. They want to return, but the commanders don't let them to. They don't allow us to go home or have a call. They make us drink alcohol and go forward and make injections to our comrades so they would go forward. Without thinking about life or anything else, just go forward. This is the reason why a lot of our comrades died.
Okay, so this man is basically saying that they have a very low morale in their unit. I think this is possible as well. Of course, nobody wants to fight. Those people don't know what they are fighting for, some quasi state that was artificially created by Russians in the Donbas. And at this point, I remember that a lot of Russian trolls claim that Ukraine shouldn't have bombed Donbas for 8 years. Of course, they don't mention that the monitoring mission from OSCE was present every day on Russian and Ukrainian positions. They have been monitoring what was going on the front lines 24/7. They even had a lot of their own UAVs that were often fired at by Russian forces. And for some reason, not a single lawsuit have been issued by Russia to, European Council of Human Rights, and I think that's pretty much the same council that Russia had been excluded from recently. This man also says that they have to take alcohol and inject some drugs in order to be brave enough to go forward. Me personally, I don't often believe such things. But on the other hand, we have a lot of information that since 2014, our troops found a lot of syringes and other meds used by those pro-Russian and Russia-backed terrorists. And for example, our guys reported a lot of cases when Russians were simply moving forward, trying to bury them under the pile of their own bodies. Our snipers report that they are freaking tired of killing those poor bastards using their sniper rifles from the range of about 300 meters. They say that they simply go forward armed with some old gun and steel helmet made in 1947. Also, it seems to me that this person was a 100% civilian right before this invasion, because he says that the commanders don't allow them to go home. And the thing is that we are also in many cases not allowed to go home because this is war, this is how army works, you gotta do your job. Nobody's gonna let you go spend some time on the weekend with your friends, have some beer and stuff. It doesn't work this way, this is war. So as for calling their families, this is true because at the beginning of this invasion, there were a lot of reports that those soldiers had their phones taken from them, and of course Russia doesn't want to let their society know any information about their losses. They have classified all the information regarding their losses like a month ago, and of course it's very dangerous for Russians in the first place. Nobody would like to fight for the lost cause, of course. Of course, when you sit on your couch in some Syktyvkar on the other side of the planet, or Sызrань, or Voronezh, or something like that, the only source of information that you have is, of course, Russian news. Now, their Facebook, again, was blocked in Russia as an extremist network. Their Instagram was also blocked. They considered blocking YouTube as well. And after watching all this trash on your Russian TV, you might start thinking that, yeah, those Russian soldiers are giving Ukrainians hell. They even believe that Russians have retreated from Kiev, that they promised to capture in just 3 days, and they have retreated because they decided to let us leave.
What kind of drugs do they give you? They give us Parmidol. Other than that, they don't give us anything else, in terms of drugs. So it's used as painkillers. It's used as painkillers, but with narcotics. They don't give us anything else.
I think that already the fact that he knows exactly the name of those drugs makes it possible, because I haven't heard of Parmidol. We don't use it in Ukrainian first aid kits. Maybe this is true, because he says that they are giving those injections to their friends and comrades, and they simply move forward. They become, dumber and move forward regardless of fire from Ukrainian soldiers.
What kind of nutrition and accommodation do you have? Food is awful. We live in the basements without any conditions.
Stop whining, you bastard, because Ukrainians also live in the basements on the front lines. We don't have any conditions also. But this is war, and we are prepared for that. And again, I think that this person was, 100% civilian before being mobilized to their terrorist army.
As for the clothes, we have no supplies. We are only wearing what we manage to buy or what's sent by family. They don't even have socks and underwear. The shoes are all civilian.
I think this is true. Again, because a lot of Russians have used Ukrainian underwear and Ukrainian uniform, as well as Ukrainian shoes, because they are made of much better quality, and there are a lot of, let's say, documented cases of Russians that were captured wearing Ukrainian underwear. It's much better, it's much warmer. Again, this is a very interesting topic, because on Ukrainian front line you can see all kinds of camo that is worn by Ukrainian soldiers. We prefer British MTP because it's kind of soft and it's warm enough, but when you are sweaty, it takes away your sweat, and it's kind of comfy and kind of convenient, so to say. So yeah, British uniform rocks. and I hope that in the future Ukrainian army will also wear something like that. Of course, Ukrainian uniform is much better than that made by Russians, but we prefer this MTP, the British MTP. I think that most of first-hand and second-hand British uniforms that are sold, most of them are already bought in Ukraine.
Do you have a lot of casualties? We have a lot. Out of 265 plus minus 10 men, our unit almost instantly lost its half. There's only around 150 men left. And currently there's around 100 men. And currently in Rubizhne, up to 100 men. In your battalion? Yes, in our battalion, including reservists. Contract soldiers and reservists.
So he's basically saying that they have instantly lost half of their so-called territorial defense battalion. Yeah, it seems possible to me, again, because of their tactics that suck, because of their supply that sucks, and again because those civilians that were mobilized on those territories of Ukraine, those uncontrolled territories, they are used as a cannon fodder, you know, they are often brought to different positions as guards, or they are often thrown at some of our positions in order to discover the location of our artillery or snipers and things like that.
How about people of Chechen origin? Yes, we have them. Are they participating? Yes, they do. Are they courageous people or not? Yes, they are courageous, but not for long. Why? Because as soon as they start feeling pressure and losing men, they move out of combat. Or else they move in together with us, and after a day they are given a command to move out and stay behind us.
This sounds possible as well. We have information that those Chechens are mostly used, you know, in order to make great picture on the TV. They look big and scary and bearded. They have very good equipment. Those active headphones that are very expensive in Russia, and yeah, they are in the great shape. They look good on TV, and in most cases they are used as TikTok warriors. They promised to kill me personally a lot of times in the comments on the YouTube. I think they promised to find me in Kiev probably like 100 times, and of course they didn't, because they are only good at fighting stray dogs, civilians in Hostomel, and they are good at shooting at empty houses on YouTube.
I would like to address our higher command that forcefully enlists such young men like me, younger than 30 years old. Why are you doing this? Leave those people alone. You are wasting a lot of people. This is not your war. There's no reason for you to be here. You are only being controlled by Russia.
So here this person is addressing his higher command, and of course you can have a doubt whether he is saying that sincerely or not, but the other part of this is, of course, more interesting.
And I also want to pass my greetings to my mother. I'm fine, I'm healthy, I'm well fed, more or less warmed. Everything is okay with me. And, Mom, please also pass my greetings to my ex-wife. Let her kiss our son for me.
Yeah, he is well fed, he's warmed, he is wearing that Ukrainian jacket used by Ukrainian law enforcement units. I know because I was a policeman myself, and of course you don't see any signs of beating or injuries on his face. In most cases, we ask them about the information regarding their troops, their number, their morale, because it's very important for us. Of course, it's very important for us to bring those POWs back to Russia or back to their unit again in exchange for Ukrainian POWs. That's very important. We all want our guys back home. So I hope that this dude will have an opportunity to see his mother and his son, and probably his ex-wife even, once again. I hope that I will see my friends that are being captured and kept as POWs, and I think that you have learned something new for yourself as well. Operator Starsky, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.